What's up, STE family? It's your boy Cal, Run It Once, aka the Spurs. What's going on, man? I just wanted to get a quick video out. First and foremost, shout out to Motown. I know y'all hear the pain and hurt in my voice. It was it was a tough battle. That team had me on some. Oh, boy, if I see Katie in real life, I'm a mink. I'm sick right now, man. But Motown, you played a great series. Shout out to everybody in the playoffs. I think this is one of the fastest playoffs that we have played here. It looks like we're pretty much done in really 5 days, 6 days, something like that, 5.5, 6 days. So everyone was moving, everyone was hungry, and I'm looking at these games, and it's like there was definitely some really good battles, man. Like I really enjoy watching some of these series play out. I think just want to do a quick review in general of the playoffs, give you guys some of the thoughts and feedback that I had, kind of going down the list. So the Rockets and the Cavs, I think it really showed how much the Rockets has grown, man. Like, because I thought that was going to be a 3 game series. First round is kind of tough because it's only 3 games. You can't really get to see exactly what everybody can do all the time, but the Rockets came out and he balled. He got LaMelo looking right. So shout out to you, bro. You doing your thing. Cavs, keep your head up. You improved on your season. You still went from winning like 10 games a season last cycle to now you've been consistently in the playoffs, and it looks like it's going to continue to be up from here for you. The Heat versus the Warriors, that was a great series. Heat was very calculated in that series. I think he played a great game. I like the Warriors game. I like the Warriors style. I don't know how the Warriors look for this offseason though. They got some interesting spots that they're gonna be in. So I think this offseason is gonna be interesting for them to see who they can bring back and what they can afford. And I'm interesting to see what moves that this guy's confess is looking to make here. The biggest surprise, of course, well, maybe not the biggest surprise, but definitely a surprise for me. The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Portland Trail Blazers. My God, my God. Bub, shout out to you. That team, I don't know if our team. I'm pretty sure I think my team is a little bit better than yours, but like, and I don't know if I could have beat Rob with that super team. I don't know. I'm not sure. But to sweep the Sixers with Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, James Harden, great role players, like that's crazy. So, Ra, I saw you. I saw you. It looked like you putting in some work. I saw you on my stream, taking some notes and all that. I wanted to give you some words of encouragement and all that, man. Like you gonna be back. Keep your head up. You did lose. Bub's the goat. You lost to the GOAT. It happens to the best of us, man. It can happen to the best of us. But I'm expecting more from you next season. I'll just put it like that. I'm expecting more from you next season. But that was a fun game to watch. It was interesting stuff over there. Um, the Wizards swept the Bulls. Bulls been pretty quiet this cycle so far. Consistent playoff guy, but he's been pretty quiet. Got first rounded last year, got first rounded this year. So I don't know. Maybe old hands. I don't know. He been pretty quiet there. The Wolves versus the Hornets series, that was really good. Hornets kind of almost stole that one. He ended up winning the game. And then Minnesota won both of the ones after that, but it was that was a good series to see. Like the Hornets is still, I feel like, outperforming for him to even win a game versus that Wolves squad, who's very tough. That team is very good, and I don't know. I'm wondering how the Hornets team is continuing to grow and develop, and if he has any more moves in the down the pipeline. But really, his young guys are just going to get better, I think. But that was a fun series to watch as well. And then, last but not least, the Bucks finally made it out of the first round with Greek. Oh my lord, it is about time. Shout out to you, Trey. You played a good series versus the Pels. I know one game. I know you won by a lot. I think the second game you won on some lucky stuff. I think like with Greek had a last second steal with 9 seconds to go and got like an and one. That was crazy. That was crazy. But so like there was so many games that were good. Of course, I swept my son Wizards. I was not surprised about that. That's my boy. He's not grown enough to beat his old man. But shout out to you, Eric. Keep your head up. Don't delete the game. You still got some growing to do. It'll be all right. You'll make it. I was expecting the Wolves to beat the Bucks. And then me versus the Wolves, that was a very tough series. Like I always said that there's like three teams that I thought that they could beat me in this postseason, and the Wolves was probably number one on the list just because how his team is composed. But shout out to you, Will. I think that was a great series. We knocked it out yesterday, got them done. It was fun. It was good. It was tough. It was sweaty, but we made it happen. It was unfortunate how the Nets and the Blazers games played out. They had a couple of disconnects, and you can kind of tell that Bub was a little bit over it. So it was unfortunate that played out the way that did. But Nets still won. Oh, I almost forgot the Heat versus the Blazers. That game was crazy because I thought that was going to be a great series. It was a great series. I know that I think it's tough to beat Bub when you kind of do the same things. Bubba's very adaptive, like he can really adjust his game to what he sees you doing. And especially with like how our rules are set up, I think Heat was at a slight disadvantage with the way that he plays versus Bub, because like, he's definitely, guy that's gonna run plays and look for isolations, and he doesn't really have a great center. And Bub has those two OG centers, the nose guard centers, man, Whiteside and Drummond, they perform well for him all playoffs. So that was a crazy one to see Bub beat the Heat. His path was crazy. Like beat the Sixers, beat the Heat. These are both two of the best teams, like top five, top 10 teams in the league. And for him to do that with these super young Blazers, that's crazy. So next season is going to be wild to see Scoop progress and Sharp continue to progress. And he's got a bunch of money in coming for free agency. So that Blazers team is definitely going to be one to watch next season. And then of course, finally the Nets versus the Spurs. That was tough, man. That was tough. But we talked about that already. I just wanted to get a little video out, talk about the playoffs a little bit and, some of the offseason excitement. There's going to be so much happening, for y'all that don't know. Everyone should know I've been tagging it in the league. Go to the new league, make sure all your guys are straight. We're switching over in this off season. And as a little nugget, little gem for those of you guys that are subscribed and, watch these videos, we're going to allow one person. We're going to progress both leagues, and you'll be able to compare your progression. And if